Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
He was hustling to a wedding when he stopped a police officer on the freeway. Why it had everything to do with his tie.
Okay, Jason, but we begin with high-profile trial lawyer Jeffrey Fieger being sued by a former employee. The mother of two is claiming Fieger fired her for trying to work from home for 2 days because she had a sick child whose daycare had been shuttered due to COVID-19.
The lawsuit filed in federal court by prominent attorney Deborah Gordon. Mara McDonald live in Southfield. Mara, you've got the lawsuit, and in it, this now former lawyer in Fieger's office says he fired her himself.
Well, Devin, that's right. We do have the lawsuit that was filed here. And in it, that former attorney here at Fieger Law, what she says happened to her here versus what Jeffrey Fieger says happened to her here, well, those are two very different stories. The saga unfolds in mid-March when COVID was just hitting Michigan. Paulina Millman, an attorney at Fieger Law, a single mother of two, has no daycare because of COVID and one of her children is not feeling well. She calls HR at the office.
Contacting them, in a bit of a panic on Saturday and saying, I really need to be able to work remotely on Monday and Tuesday, guys. My daycare is closed, and also her son has an immunosuppression respiratory situation.
HR said to call Jeff Fieger directly, who, according to the lawsuit, said no, she could not work remotely for 2 days. She says, okay, I'll take my personal time off. She takes Monday and Tuesday off. She was already scheduled to work from home that Wednesday. Her son's symptoms don't improve, so HR approves her paid time off for the rest of the week. Then she gets this letter from Fieger firing her. Paulina, it says, it appears you cleaned out your office last Friday. You removed everything that belongs to you. When I spoke to Jeffrey Fieger on the phone this evening, he says it was clear to him she had no intention of returning to work, and she was an awful employee to begin with.
I don't know where that comes from because her personnel record is devoid of anything negative until he weighed in on March 17th and said she had abandoned her job, which was clearly false, and she'd literally worked that day.
Fieger told me this lawsuit is nothing but a publicity stunt by Gordon.
You can't go into federal court as a publicity stunt. I've been doing this for 40 years. I don't need to be told by Jeff Fieger what I'm doing for a publicity stunt or why I'm doing it. I really suggest if he's concerned about it, he bone up on employment law.
Back here live tonight on the phone, Jeffrey Fieger told me that what happened here had absolutely nothing to do with COVID. Naturally, Deborah Gordon disagrees. Let's see what a federal judge has to say. We're live in Southfield tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
All right, Mara. Today, the state is reporting another 515 new coronavirus cases and 9 more deaths.
Today's headlines: Beaumont Hospital's Farmington Hills campus is implementing a no visitors policy starting tomorrow out of an abundance of caution due to a rise in cases there. And the Great Lakes Intercollegiate Athletic Conference voting today to suspend all sports until the year 2021. The conference features mostly Michigan schools, including Wayne State, Ferris State, Grand Valley State, and Saginaw Valley State.
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris appearing together today for the first time as running mates. The pair trying to show they're a team with similar values and shared goals as they try to take back the White House amid a pandemic and the racial unrest that we've seen. Alice Barr is in Washington with the latest.
The Biden-Harris Democratic ticket taking center stage today and stepping into history.
Your next Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris.
Senator Kamala Harris is the first black woman on a major party ticket. Joe Biden hoping that sends a message to young girls of color.
Today, just maybe, they're seeing themselves for the first time in a new way as the stuff of president and vice presidents.
Harris is a U.S. Senator from California and that state's former Attorney General. She's the daughter of immigrants from India and Jamaica who met during the Civil Rights Movement.
Marching and shouting for this thing called justice in a struggle that continues today. And I was part of it. My parents would bring me to protests strapped tightly in my stroller.
More than 20 years younger than Biden, Harris is already injecting enthusiasm into the campaign. It's raised more than $26 million just since she joined the ticket. The Biden team also counting on the former prosecutor's strong and confrontational style against President Trump.
We have a president who cares more about himself than the people who elected him.
The president already accusing Harris of being nasty and disrespectful to Biden while they were running against each other during the presidential primaries.
She said horrible things about him.
Today, Biden and Harris showing a united front, ready to battle for the White House. In Washington, Alice Barr, Local 4.
And of course, today's joint appearance was a preview of the big show ahead as the Democratic National Convention kicks off, albeit virtually. That starts next week on Monday, and then the Republican National Convention follows the following Monday, beginning on August 24th.
A young Warren woman has pleaded no contest to the stabbing death of her classmate. Tanya Lewis pleaded no contest to first-degree murder in the 2018 death of Danya Gibson, who was stabbed to death inside Warren Fitzgerald High School in front of more than a dozen other students. Investigators say the attack was over a boy. Lewis will be sentenced as a juvenile and faces up to 30 years in prison. She'll be sentenced September 16th. In Dearborn, a neighbor is accused of robbing and killing 93-year-old Maxine Callahan, who was found dead inside her home last month. Police say her killer is 40-year-old Chantry Rice, a father of 4, and former Border Patrol agent who lives nearby. Rice has no criminal record. Investigators say he was found with jewelry that was taken from her home. He's now charged with murder.
A new report from the Detroit Metro Times is calling into question the campaign expenses of Wayne County Sheriff Benny Napoleon. That spending includes, among other things, more than $4,700 at a steakhouse in Washington, D.C., more than $1,500 at Bed Bath & Beyond, more than $27,000 for Detroit Lions tickets over the past 6 years. We spoke with Sheriff Napoleon, who defended all of the spending, including the Lions tickets.
I give those seats to people who support my efforts to keep my office, to seniors. I donate them to different organizations if, in fact, people call and ask me for a donation to help them raise funds for a charity. I give those seats away.
The law states the money can pay for campaign or work-related activity, but not personal items or services. In our interview, the sheriff stood behind all of the spending, saying he's done nothing wrong. A lot of men can relate to not being able to tie a tie.
And many women can relate to helping men try to tie their ties. But recently, when those options failed, a Romulus man tried a much bolder approach. Jason Colthorpe picks up the story from there.
So imagine this. It's Friday evening. Demetrius Kirk has just bought his first suit and tie. He and his wife are on 275 here in Novi, headed to a wedding in Farmington Hills, and he just can't tie his tie.
We were trying to figure out how to tie my tie. My wife was looking on YouTube.
Demetrius Kirk was not about to let his night get ruined. As an administrator for an assisted living facility with a 3-year-old at home, getaways for him and his wife during COVID have been extremely limited. And Friday, they had a wedding to get to.
So I started thinking of people who tie ties and who wears ties. And I thought of a police officer.
Sure enough, he spots a Novi officer on the shoulder of 275 and pulls over. What happens next was a first for both Demetrius and Officer Kyle Smith.
Yeah, definitely a first.
I literally held my tie up and I asked for help.
Asked me if I knew how to tie a tie. He was running late for a wedding.
He smiled a little bit, but he immediately, non-judgmental, he said, "I'm here to help." And he started to tie my tie.
I remember I was actually in his shoes at one point, and I was glad someone was there for me, so I was just happy to help. I normally have to do it 5 times to get it right on myself, and somehow I landed the perfect knot for him.
Demetrius is also fully aware of America's current situation with race and police brutality, which is why he wanted to alert the Novi PD about his unusual traffic stop.
You're always seeing negative aspects about the police and their interaction with the public, especially African-American males. So I wanted to get this out there. I never expected this to happen. I just wanted his supervisors to know he was doing a great job and he was actually there to serve the public.
And as you could see from the pics, Officer Smith did a heck of a job on that tie. And Demetrius told me they got there, he told the story to everybody, and it was the hit of the wedding. We're in Novi. Jason Colthorpe, Local 4.
It's really great, I think.
And I think it went full Windsor on
That's
the
what
tie,
it looked
right?
like, yes. Let's go with the full Windsor.
All right, still ahead, a local war veteran has a birthday to remember.
Our Tim Pamplin there for the celebration that included a surprise guest. That's coming up. First, let's check in with Ben.
I can't even do a full Windsor. We call these freshman knots from high
You're
school.
too tall.
Well, that's probably true. We have got some toasty but not soggy conditions to talk about as we head towards the weekend. More on that coming up next.
All right, Ben, but first, if you catch COVID-19, how likely is it that you need to go to the hospital? There is a new online prediction tool to help you get answers, and that's next.